Let's learn how to run ads. If you own a small business, ideally a local small business, this setup is perfect for you. So this is exactly what big expensive marketing agencies are using, and they're going to charge you 5 to 10K a month for this setup, which you can do yourself. In 2026, Meta ads got pretty easy because the algorithm does all the work for you. All you need is just keep feeding it good ad creatives. And we're going to talk about that. You don't have an unlimited ad budget. You have $1,000 and you can't waste it. This is perfect for you. This specific ad format lets you run ads inside of Meta. So you don't need an external website. You don't need any pixels. You don't need anything crazy. You're staying inside Meta, which is perfect because Meta doesn't like when you take people away from it. We're gonna run the ads inside Meta. All you need is a good offer. Alrighty, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go to our Facebook page. We're gonna go to the ads manager on the left. No cashback today. Then we're gonna go to the ad account that we're gonna launch the ads in. Then we're gonna create a new campaign. And for this one, we're gonna use leads because that's what we want. And here where the fun part starts. So I usually recommend to name the campaign based on the creative. I also recommend to group a specific ad creative, meaning the ads that you're going to show to people, group them together. So for example, if this is a static ad targeted to parents, right? This is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to say static in English, parents. And to me, I know what that means. And so here, I usually double click on all of them and I just rename them all so I don't get confused myself. Now the campaign, and here for the daily budget, my local business, which is by the way an MMA gym, and we are selling membership, I recommend about 50 to 60 to 75 to 85 per day. You can try and start with 50 and see where that gets you. But basically every business is going to have a different cost per lead. And your first test, the first goal is to find out how much does it cost to get a lead in. A lead is a person who's interested in your business and in your services and potentially is ready to buy. So this is the first screen. That's all we need to do here. We're going to click next. And this is where it gets interesting because we're going to use instant forms, and that's the ad format. After you tested instant form, I recommend trying and testing website and instant form because that will also take people to the website and you can see what converts. If you don't have a website, this is perfect for you. So make sure you have a Facebook page that is attached to your ads manager. All is fine here. Usually these are by default settings, so you don't need to worry about it. This is important. Do not touch. I repeat, do not touch the end date. Facebook Meta doesn't like when you don't let it spend your money. So we're not going to tell it we're going to stop spending money. Here, we're going to use the location. So just go ahead and type in the address of your business. Here we are. For me, I know that people will likely come in if they're no more than 10 miles away. So that's my default setting right here. Now Meta is going to prompt you with a bunch of very fancy, cute little buttons on the right. Do not touch the buttons right here. It looks amazing. It wants you to broaden the audience. Do not do it. This will mess up the whole setting. All good here. Do not touch reach more people who are likely to respond because sometimes people who are likely to respond to your ads are people with very fat fingers. So somebody's clicking on everything they see and Meta thinks that's a good person for you because they're clicking on everything, right? Wrong. Do not touch that. What always works for me, I do click further limit the reach because I want to choose specific audience where I'm showing the ads to. I'm not interested in showing my ads to India. They're going to be very excited to see it, but it's not my target audience. Right here, highly recommend choosing English US because in our case, for example, we do attract a lot of Spanish speakers and that's not our target audience. Now we're going to click on, let's go up to check the location, age. I'm targeting parents here, so I'm going to say 27. I'm not touching the gender. That's up to you. You need to figure out your target audience. It does have specific target audience. That includes parents, and that's what I'm going to choose here. And specifically this age. For you, it can be whoever that is. You just need to figure out who that is for you. I would click next and scroll down. You should have about 3 to 5 to 7 static ad images that you have created. A very short, simple life hack is go into your ChatGPT. It's been amazing with ad creatives for my agency personally. You just need a very good offer, a certain percentage off, free trial, free something to get people in. Input whatever you have. You can even input your pictures of your clients or whatever is happening in your business. For example, if you're a med spa, just put it into ChatGPT and ask it to create an ad for you, which you will need in both formats, one 9 by 16 and the other one is 4 by 5. I am not going to choose this one because I don't want my ad to be showing near my competitors. We are here. I already have a form and there is a lot to say about forms because that's the questions that we're going to ask your potential leads to qualify or disqualify them. Believe me, that's going to save you a lot of time and money. I'm not going to go through this in lots of details, but you can ask Meta AI to create you a form, or you can start it from scratch. Okay, so I usually ask for higher intent, and I do require leads to verify their phone number because I don't want any bullshit phone numbers. I don't want to waste time on that. So again, name your form here. Everything is fine here. You can have a headline, meaning we're going to say free trial class. And here I usually say something kind of mean because I do want people to commit and not waste my time, because it happens lots and lots of times when they fill out the form and then they don't pick up the phone. So what I usually say is, you have to pick up the phone in order to book your trial class. Something along those lines. I think I have it formulated a little nicer, but that's kind of the thing. Also, I want to give them an opportunity to call me right away, which I highly recommend too. So I want to leave my phone number here, which I'm not sharing, but I'm going to leave my phone number and say you can continue filling out the form or you can give us a call. Lead filtering is now conditional logic. I love this. Conditional logic is your friend. Turn it on. I might have to make another video on this, but this basically will qualify or disqualify your leads. I know it sounds a little confusing. Don't get distracted and annoyed. It's seriously the best thing in the world. So here's how conditional logic works. You need a multiple choice question. And the question obviously is not going to sound like this, but just for the sake of explaining how this works. Are you able to come in this week? Or is your credit score above 700? Or is your child 5 years old and older? If they're saying yes, then you click right here and you either let them submit the form or you let them move forward and ask them another question. If the answer is no, then you can send them to close the form and basically say, which is like mine already saying thank you for interest at this time, something like that. So you can disqualify them based on this. I encourage you to play with this and see what makes sense for your business. Meta will recommend several questions here, so you can just play with it and see what works for you. But I really recommend for you to use this. Do not overdo this, because if you ask 100,000 questions, your lead will probably just get tired of you and exit. So don't do too many, maybe 3 to 4 max, just to qualify them better. Are you able to afford this? Yes or no. If they're saying no, they're going to get disqualified. Is your kid, I've been telling you, is your kid 5 years old and older? Yes, no. If no, they're disqualified. We don't waste time on leads that don't make sense for our business. And that's it. And then you will have the full name, phone number. Make sure you do not mark it as optional, because you do want to be able to call them. And that's your whole form. And that's the scariest part of it all. It's not the most important part though. Set up your ad creative. So you basically go and you upload your images. And I'll show you, let's do some statics that I've already uploaded. Here's one ad example that I'm uploading. I'm going to click next. This is where you put your text in. For that, I always use Claude. It's my favorite friend for all the text. It's been pretty good. A tiny little hack for you is to make sure to highlight the location and your target audience in the headline in the first sentence. So I'm saying, attention North Phoenix parents, and then I go right into their pain. And I usually put it in the primary text, and if your 5-year-old is bouncing off the wall, going right into the pain. I do put the pricing right in my ads because I don't want to waste time on people who can't afford $150 a month. With higher priced services, like dental implants, like surgery, like anything like that, I would probably hold off, because you explain the value on the call when the person meets the doctor, or if it's any other like high value service. If it's an expensive service, I would probably not put it into the ad. I'll just make the ad look good and then upsell on the call. But if you're pricing, if you're a gym, if you're anything, like if you're under 1,000, I would put it in the copy, because again, you don't want to waste your time on people who can't afford you. And sometimes that's a very expensive cost to just go back and forth, and then at the end realize that the lead can't even pay their bills. So choose very good headlines. I usually let Claude create something as like triggering, pain point headline. Your kid is climbing the walls. We have masks for that. So something like cute and catchy, and something that talks to the target audience's pain. And test several. You can add several headline options, and you absolutely should. Then choose the button, which for me would be book now, because I'm offering a free trial. And I'm not filling it out, but you don't have to fill out the description. That doesn't change much. Then you go click next. And this is a beautiful part of Meta, which is a new ad generation. setting, I highly recommend for you to use it. Just watch out for, missing limbs or additional limbs and people. That happens often, or when something just doesn't make sense. For example, I don't know why this lady is filming the child like they're at home. We don't do it at home. Or this lady doesn't look happy, or the number is off. So just check, make sure everything is correct. For example, we don't do gi, but there's a boy in gi sitting in the back. These have been performing pretty well, just as long as it's a good ad creative. Something like this would work. This is pretty much what my ad creative is. Maybe something like that. Just click on them right there, and you can also ask it to generate again. I recommend using it. It's been lowering your ad costs. Now, anything that is going to offer any enhancement, turn them off, because this looks stupid. Turn off. It's going to prompt you to please use it. Do not listen to it. It's awful. All the enhancement are off. Sometimes animation looks okay, but usually not. And that's your ad. So you will have several options. I recommend uploading 3 to 7 static images when you start with images, which is a good start. And I'll show you my ad. This is my original ad. You can preview your ads by clicking advanced preview and just see what they look like. Make sure that the text is mostly not covered by anything. Just go through the images, make sure all this is off, and that's it. And then you just save it. And now to add more ad creative, you're just going to click on here and click duplicate. And you're going to do it depending on how many ad creatives do you have. So 3 is the minimum. Ideally, you want to do it 5 times. And you can name them just to understand which creative performs when you look at it later. So this can be screaming kid for me. The second will be something else. So you will replace your ad, which will be down here. I'm gonna click add media and do the same thing we did and just add more creatives. And that's how you launch your first ad campaign. Then you'll just click publish and I'll show you where to find your leads. Okay, so right from here, you're gonna click on these 3 lines and you are going to go into Lead Center. Here it is. Beautiful. So these are our leads and you can see what's happening with them. You can see that the message is started. You can write a note in here and you can see all their responses. This is not the most convenient way to keep your leads though. Although if you're starting, this should be efficient enough. Ideally, you do want to connect your ads manager to your CRM, so your leads drop right into your CRM and then you take them from there and you know what's happening, which stage are they in, and all that. Now, a good thing you can do, if you care, if you want, this theoretically helps, is to mark each lead, whether it's been a good lead or not. So the more information you feed Meta, in theory, the better leads it will give you. I'm saying in theory because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Right on the left, you'll see the stage. And so if the lead is bad, if they're not picking up the phone, or if they're saying, no, I hate you, I don't want to talk to you, or I can't afford you, even though in the conditional logic, they said, yes, they can afford it. And yes, they want to book. Right here, just go ahead and say not qualified, which I'm not going to do. I know this one wasn't qualified. So I'm just going to go ahead and let Meta know that this wasn't a good lead. And right here, you just want to check mark share business activities to improve ads. Again, just to let Meta know what's happening. And that's, my friends, how you run Meta ads. Now, of course, I haven't covered everything. There is a lot more, but basically, if you follow these simple steps, you will have leads by tomorrow, okay? If you launch today, if you have a good ad budget, it's easy to get pretty qualified leads. You do have to talk to them, you do have to convert them, but that's what agencies do to get you leads. Feel free to comment. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to make more videos on it, and may all your ads convert.